This is RPGDad,
RPGNate,
RPGGEM,
and welcome to our first vlog. Earlier today we did our podcast and I said we're going to do something special. We went to Reaper Miniatures in Denton. We go there sometimes to pick up minis just because 20-30 minutes away, so we go up, pick up minis, paints. Sometimes we go, they have a paint clinic on Saturdays that we like to go to.
Yeah.
Saves us some paint because we get to use theirs. We do have a full set of miniatures paint, but still any chance you get to use theirs is always a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And especially if you have some big minis. But anyway, this past weekend I had a chance to talk to Brian from Reaper. When he was at A-Con, Reaper always has their paint and take, where they bring some bones, they have some paints there, and you get to paint some miniatures. And that's what actually got us in trouble last year, started on our new hobby, painting miniatures. I used to paint miniatures a lot when I was younger, doing gaming, but kind of got away from it. And now we went to ReaperCon. RPGNate went ahead and found the table there while it was right outside the room where we were doing our gaming. And he just spent the day painting, and when he wasn't playing D&D. From that point forward, it's been a money sink, just buying minis and paints and stuff like that. But we went to Reaper today because we had actually done the Kickstarter a few months back. And, well, it's more than a few months back. It's probably 6-7 months now, isn't it?
It was 2012 that it started.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it's been that long?
Yeah.
Time flies. And, you know, a lot of people are still waiting for their vampire packs. I think the people that only got vampire packs, a lot of those have shipped. If you got anything extra, they're waiting for all those shipments to come in. But since we live in the area, we found out that we can go up and pick up what they have. And today we went ahead up, and Brian was nice enough to give us a tour of the facilities. And we have tape of that, which we'll go ahead and put at the end of this. So if you haven't seen it, you can see they did the pouring, showed us how they did the pouring process, their molds, got to handle one of the greens. What else?
Showed us the plastic machine. It's pretty cool.
Yes, from the Kickstarter, the plastic machine that we all funded is there, and that's at the end of the tape. It's very cool. Right now, he said they're making bases, and once they start getting their molds in, they'll be doing the bones right here in the U.S., which is pretty cool.
and we met the guard cat.
The guard cat was funny. Yes, she was, and I think she's in the tape too. But anyway, we're going to basically do an unboxing here for everybody. And for those of you who are still waiting, I'm sure you're going to be chomping at the bit and a little bit envious. But you know, Brian at Reaper said if you live in the area, anybody can drop in, pick up the stuff. And if you're passing through, I mean, they're more than happy to show you the factory and get the stuff. But let's go ahead and show what we got today.
Okay.
This is his mini. He's just dying. We'll put this in the video later, but he painted this at the con this weekend. Here is what we got, and we're going to unbox it. The Vampire Pack from Reaper's Kickstarter. Awesomeness. Now this actually has some of the bigs in there.
Yes, like this one. This was an extra.
These are like the spiders, the spider pack, the extra spider pack we got.
We have one of the dragons.
Just gotten the Frostworm in. We were actually the first people to see it, and now you guys are. So.
And then I don't know if this is the frost giant or fire giant, but this is one of the women giants.
That's the female and the male of the giant.
Yeah.
And then what do we have here?
We have the element die.
Here is.
Hold on, we're not pulling that out yet.
Anyways.
And then we have another dragon here.
I don't know what that is. That's like an elemental, I think.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Here is the main pack of the vampire box. And it looks like there's some large figurines in there.
Looks like I have a giant here.
Yeah, because they had some giants included in that when they got done. I think the frost
human.
Actually, the frost giants might even be in there. Oh, this looks like a Gandalf.
Yeah.
I know you're dying to get that one. Here's one of them. What all's in here?
Oh, found the ghosts.
There you go.
Fire elementals.
The fire elementals are in there.
If you can see the green, those are the ghosts. If you hold that up, there's some red in there.
Oh, yeah, there's
those
the
are
red.
fire elementals. I got another big in here. I don't really know what it is, but it's big.
These are, I think these are the orc pack and stuff that was in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see a big in here or not.
These look like, well, these are some of the space miniatures that they have.
I found the little creatures. They're very tiny.
Oh, they're small. They'll be fun to paint.
Yeah, you might need a really small brush for
I think I have some elves here.
Animals.
I found a tiefling. The tiefling is here.
Okay.
Yeah, alright.
So, put this aside.
Alright, so we're going to unbag some of this?
So, here's the Vampire Pack.
Oh, there are fairies in this? I never knew that.
So, well, we're not going to take anything out of the small bags. We can go ahead, and what we're going to do right now, we'll crack the bags, then we'll probably cut the film. Don't tear it. We'll cut the film. Should have been prepared.
Your name?
I got it. And once we have these laid out, we will go ahead. Sit down, baby. We'll go ahead and show you what came in the pack. And
I have a draft.
well, we're not going individually. Let's just we're gonna dump this out, make a mess.
This guy's really big.
Let's move these. I'm gonna move these to the side, and we're gonna spread these out, and we'll film what we have here. And you know, we have more than we ordered, but it's not in yet. Some were in different buildings.
Dropping stuff.
If you do stop by, I'd recommend you can email them and say you're coming by, and they will have everything ready, whether it's in the building that they're in or across the way, if they have it already. I know they said they've got some more trucks coming, but...
And, they do know what you have, so just give them your email and they'll be able to look up what you got.
And they've got some real nice software. I mean, the extras that we got that they had available, they ticked them off on the software, and we were able to...
so, here we go.
See, this is, I guess, a griffin. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So, here, take this and put it away.
I want to paint that so bad. That looks awesome.
Yes, knife safety is...
The last thing we're worried about.
Oh my god, we have like a pile of minis.
So,
this is gonna be terrible.
This is well over 250 miniatures here. And some of these things are not going to need to be painted.
Such as these.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to cut the tape here. I'm going to show you this big pile of mess on the table. And it's going to be hard to discern all the stuff. But I can tell you right now, these are probably some of the zombie killers, because that chick's got a chainsaw there. But we'll show you what we can, and at the end of it, and then we'll come back, sit down, and talk a little more. All right. So here we are back. We have a giant pile of awesomeness here, and here we have one of the dragons. This was one of the extras. If you guys want to pick up some and show them to them. Here's another dragon.
Wait, this is some sort of giant.
Yep, that's one of the giants that was included in the Vampire Pack, not one of the extras. Looks like a little beholder.
The griffin.
The griffin was in the vampire. That's very cool.
We also have some of the familiars and fairies and stuff.
Yep, that was included in the Vampire Pack.
The familiars are very tiny, so...
But they should be anyway, because I mean they're just familiars. They'll be a little hard to manage though.
Kobolds.
Some kobolds. What else do we have here?
We have little piles of rats and bugs.
These are giants.
Yeah.
Another giant. What else do we have here?
We have this thing, a ghost.
There you go. We won't be able to show you everything because it's just a big mess here. But you know, this is
cool.
This is just a lot of miniatures. We're always looking for miniatures for our gaming. Here you go. Move aside, guys. Let's go down and just show this big, massive pile. So I know you're seeing a lot of glare off of the lights with the minis, but there's the frost worm. That was one of the extras if you got it.
There's some little decorations.
And if you look, I mean, even these are plastic minis, but you look, the spines are nice and straight. Everything looks awesome. I was thinking that these might not need to be put together, but again, I was talking to Brian at the con, and he said that when he's actually put these together, and they were putting some of the prototypes together there while we were in the shop, and all they're using is basic super glue and not pinning, and that because it's plastic, it just sticks together great. But
we have some little. They come with little decorations like coffins and stuff.
Yeah, remember they had the dungeon decorations was part of it included.
If you're.
I mean, there is there's some zombies, zombie slayers. This is just a
Dragonborn.
A ton of miniatures in there. So that's our pile of Reaper miniatures.
Oh, here's the zombie.
We're going to go ahead and we'll be back in a second, sit down, talk for another minute, and then at the end of this, we're going to show you the tour that we took through Reaper, and we'll be right back. All right, so here we are back. As you see, we've got our giant pile. We're just going to call this the giant pile of awesome. There's close to 300 miniatures here. I forget what the count was.
I think it was 300 miniatures.
Well, with all the extras, it came out to 300. I think the Vampire Pack, once you were done, was like 250, 260, something like that. It's a lot, and for the $100 you put out, 250 miniatures is just awesome. I don't know that there's any way that we're going to get to paint every last miniature here.
I know
anytime soon.
We'll probably have the ones that we select to paint. The ones that we've wanted to get, and they're in here. And I know there's one that I actually started painting and just abandoned because
the ghost guy.
Well, there's the one that's actually in this pack. The sword broke that you had gotten metal, so this gives you another chance to paint that one.
Yeah, I don't know where he is.
But I mean, there are just so many minis here. This was an awesome deal. If you got to participate in it, then I mean, I can tell you the quality of these minis. It's just great.
Granted, the metals are nicer. They have the weight to them, but these are harder to break than the metals.
But let's face it, if you want some weight to it, you can take the bottom off. You can custom base them, and just make it as nice as you want. And these are going to be easier to custom base than the metals, as far as I'm concerned, because you probably won't have to pin them. You may want to, but you won't have to because the plastic's going to stick a lot better with the super glue. But I mean, there are just so many minis here. My biggest fear is what it's going to cost me in paint by the time we're done getting these things. And this is not even the big ones. I mean, we've got the Clockwork Dragon, they said they're expecting in on a truck next week, and all the other dragons. They had a couple of them there. Which one were they working on? The
Evanrath.
Evanrath. That thing looked awesome. It was, it's nice and big. The details look great.
I got to figure out some random scenarios to throw these monsters at my players now.
Yes, you do. So
find a reason to throw a gargantuan at them,
Yeah, just total party kill. You're going for TPK, I know it.
No. Make a gigantic dragon come in, like you're gonna have to fight it, and then make it blow up and give them healings. Just for the hell of using the mini.
So, I mean, there's some in here that we'll paint last. The space marine stuff like that. Since mostly what we do are medieval fantasy role-playing games, stuff like that.
I mean, if we start with what's it called?
If we do Traveler or something like that, these will be great for that. Well, this will be a good start for some Space Marines. I mean, looking at that, it's pretty cool.
Considering we now have like these things, if we do get into a campaign like that, it'll be real nice for it.
Even when they added a few miniatures, where I was like, well, I really don't, I don't play that. It doesn't matter. It was all free. It was a great deal. So.
And then if we do start playing something like that, we have the miniatures.
Exactly. But that's it. This was our surprise. We went to Reaper. We got our Vampire back today. I'm excited. More painting than we're going to ever possibly be able to do. I know RPGGEM is going to try to speed paint some of these and bang them out. But
no, that will be the skeletons. I'm not really interested in skeletons. But
we do need a few more skeletons, but I'm pretty sure we have a buttload of them in here.
I'll just do some silly paints.
So, again, if you got this Vampire Pack and you haven't gotten it yet, you're going to be thrilled once you see the quality of the miniatures and quantity. This is one of those things where you're getting quantity and quality on the same pack. And I am thrilled with what we got. And I really can't wait until we get the rest of it. I mean, we had gotten some extra clock the Warner clocks because she likes painting the girl minis, I like painting the girl minis, so we got 2 sets. We'll both be able to paint them. But other than that, you guys have anything else to add?
I think so.
No? All right. Well, thanks for watching. be sure to watch the end of this because that's going to be the video of the tour. And
I'd say my favorite part was probably watching the minis being cast.
Yep.
I'd say my favorite part was the guard cat.
The guard cat, yes, we know. Yeah, it was surprising how quickly they can rack through those miniatures when they're doing the medals.
I mean, if you watch the video, you'll see they just put it in and they throw it out onto a rack and let it dry.
Let it cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it cools like almost immediately. Bam, pull it out, and they're throwing the spare sprues and stuff back in. But you'll see all that in the video. Again, thanks for watching. We'll be back with another vlog probably next week when we do some reviews.
Also, rate, comment, and subscribe, and
the podcast Thursday.
Podcast Thursday. Yep, we'll have podcast talking about the very last session of this encounter season.
Yep.
So thanks again. As RPGGEM said, remember to subscribe.
Bye.
bye.
So this is our masters and mold making department, and let me go ahead and turn this off. I've got voices in my ear.
Ah, yeah.
What happens is the artist will start with a green. They'll sculpt this out of a 2-part epoxy resin. One part is yellow, one part is blue. You mix it together and we get green. We're very creative people, so we call the resulting item a green.
There you go.
It's sculpted with what amount to the equivalent of dental tools because they have very fine point.
Yeah, we use that stuff when we mod.
Okay. We'd lay layers of virgin rubber down on this mold box. We lay the greens in. We'll do build-ups and things. Take that. Like we'll build up a little bit of rubber here and cut out a little bit of rubber, and that'll allow the rubber to form to the contours.
Sure.
And that's important because when we lay the other layer on top of it, we put it in those vulcanizers and squish it at 1,200 pounds of pressure and cook it at about 300 degrees. And if we haven't taken good care of the figure, it'll deform or get squished in there.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that that happens, or that that doesn't happen, actually. Sorry. We want to make sure we break everything, especially original one-of-a-kind pieces that can't be replaced.
That's all right. Make the artist real happy.
Exactly. So once we've got that, it comes out more or less like car tire rubber, and at that point, we cut in a funnel for the metal to pour in, and you'll get to see that in casting. Then we cut in gates for the metal to flow into the pocket, and we'll cut in air vents so the air can come out of the pocket when the metal goes in.
Air is generally bad to have in a mini.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Bubbles are bad.
So this will be spinning inside there a lot faster than I can spin it by hand. We'll pour the metal down here, and the forces will push it all out to the outside edge. So, you guys have any questions about how we make our molds?
No.
Cool. And we had the plastics machine on the way out, by the way. We'll do the metal casting first.
Yeah, your plastics machine, that's your new toy you got off of Kickstarter.
Yes, it's wonderful. I'm looking forward to getting more of our molds in. Right now, the Chinese factory's so busy shipping us product that they can't make molds for us, right?
Now when they make new molds, they'll be the ones that say the Made in USA on them.
Right, and that's why we have to get new molds, because the new molds have to say Made in USA.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a pain in the butt. You can't just say, give me my mold.
Right. Sorry. So this is our casting department. And I've got a caster in here somewhere who showed up for work today. Here he is. Hi, Scott. Hello. So this is Scotty. And no, most of the other departments have taken my labor, so I'm down to one caster right now. So Scotty does put a layer of talc on the mold. It's going to act like marbles on a tile floor to let the metal flow smoothly across the surface of the rubber. It also means when he goes to remove the figure, it'll have a lubricant in there, so it won't pull or drag against the rubber that much. The metal he's working there was 700 degrees. At that temperature, it pours and flows more or less like milk. It does leave splashes and things, so he has to wear the gloves and be careful about it. It takes about 30-45 seconds for it to cool off. When it does, he's able to pull it down here, pop it open, pop the figures out. Figure can
The ones that got dumped in are the messed up screws.
Yeah. Our freezing point of our metal is about 450 degrees, so these can be hot or be solid and still hot enough to cook a turkey. So we do have to wear the gloves back here, and we don't touch anything unless we know what it is. So he'll take that, dump it right back in. And that's the piece we saw him pour a second ago, and that's how quickly it's ready. Scotty will go through a new cycle of a new mold every about a minute, minute and a half. And each mold holds roughly a dozen figures, so. There we go.
Great.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Good. Go ahead, baby.
So once we're done there, it goes over here to quality control. QC goes through the figures and looks for defects. Anything they find that's defective, they return back to casting or it gets remelted. Then it comes over here to the packaging wheel. Right now, my packagers are working on Bones product.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah. Right now, I just looked at the sales numbers yesterday, and right now, we sell 1 Bones Mini for every 3 Dark Heaven metal figures. So sales continue to be incredibly high. It is our number 3 product line, followed only by Dark Heaven and Master Series.
And that might even change once you've got more of your figures on.
Yeah, right now there's only 29 different figures they can buy. When there's 250, it might become the number 1 line. So we're not sure. We're going to see what happens. So they drop the plastic in, they drop the figures in, they drop the card on. The card's coated with an adhesive that's stable at room temperature, but there's a heated plate under there that comes down that's it's about 300 degrees, and it comes down, presses in, it melts the glue, glues the cardboard to the plastic. We're not melting the plastic, so we're not generating any fumes.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, fumes are bad.
yeah, fumes are bad. Dead employees don't work as well.
No.
They
If you can
Just require
zombie
more-
file them, then they're free.
Yeah,
but,
just
you
more
know.
brains.
yeah, then they start running after brains and not so much focus on the packaging aspects. So. A little impatient, Kenny?
Yeah, I guess that way.
Go ahead and spin. So you just see the plate come down and seal it there. And that's it. That's how everything gets packaged. Go ahead and cut through here. This is where we're staging the trucks that we've gotten in so far for the Kickstarter. All of these pallets of boxes, to give you an idea, this is half of the boxes I need to ship the Kickstarter starting next week. So, and it's, I've already gone through 6 pallets of boxes. So,
Wow.
just in the stuff we shipped back in April.
Crazy.
Like, the most we've ever gotten is from Sam's, like a thing like that.
So you buy your 20 boxes and you're set for life.
Yeah.
No, not here. We spent, I think, $12,000 on boxes just to ship them. So, and
That's
then
a lot on boxes.
product and product and product, and it goes through there. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take a second and see what I can grab for you.
Sure.
Off
All right.
of the list.
For the big ones.
Yes.
Even though there's very few chances to use it in game.
Well, I can make plenty, you know. Guard cat.
You're guarding the secret room.
Yes.
Guard cat.
So this is Thomas the Death Engine.
Hi.
He makes plastics for us.
Are you
He's got a mold in here right now that generates our plastic bases. And right now he's running on the black plastic that are the plastic bases come in. Basically what happens is this plate presses forward here, squeezes the 2 halves of the mold together, and then there's a screw in here that takes the plastic out of this, heats it up, mixes it for us, and then there's a pneumatic arm under here that adds the pressure, and it's a hydraulic arm actually, sorry. We have pneumatic in the casting room. There's a hydraulic arm that puts 80 tons of pressure on it, squeezes into that mold. It takes about 14 seconds for it to solidify. The 2 halves of the mold pop apart and the plastic piece comes out of that chute down there into a waiting bucket. When it comes out, we have plastic minis, or in this case, plastic bases.
What are those?
They're
No.
made in the USA.
Cool.
Sweet.
Those were made here.
So you gotta, on all the minis, you have to change the made in China.
We have to get new molds made that say made in China.
That'll be fun.
We're putting together right now the work order for that. That's basically going to go, these are the most popular pieces, and what we're waiting to see before we hit the go button on that is what the most popular pieces, we know what the most popular pieces are out of the 29 SKUs that are available. What I don't know is out of the coming 225 part numbers, what the most popular out of those are going to be.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it 2 or 3 months, watch the sales data for the initial 90 days, and then go, okay, these are the molds we want you to send us. So by the end of the year, we hope to be producing bones in the factory made in the USA for the first time.
That would be awesome.
So in the meantime, we're producing months and months. I think each one of those buckets is about a month's worth of plastic black bases for what we go through. So
That's cool. One less thing to have to get shipped
oh yeah,
and wait for months to get here.
one last thing for me to run out of inventory on. This is our cat. Her name is Mama San.